Ladies and gentlemen, big health news.
Hey, kia ora koutou whānau. Did I do a great Pat impression that time?
It was
With
very,
the
like,
arms and everything?
ethereal Pat.
Ah,
Like Pat, but make it
ethereal
like
Pat. Ah.
fairy dust.
Put some glitter dust on it. How are we all doing this evening? How are you, Magenta? How was your week after our big weekend?
Oh, I feel like I've only just recovered, to be honest.
Yeah.
It does not feel like a whole week.
No, I think it's because we came back Monday night and then you would have got on the plane and then it would have been like Tuesday already.
Yeah. And then it took me at least like 2 days to catch up on sleep. So
I feel you on that one. I feel you.
Yeah.
How's everyone doing on their Friday? Did we have a good Friday? Was it too hot wherever you were? Was it too cold wherever you were? I don't know what I got to today. It was well into the 20. Oh, no, actually it wasn't too bad. We had cold winds, which was nice.
Ah, yeah. I love a good wind. I mean, I didn't move to Wellington for
Nice
nothing.
breeze.
Yeah.
It's not really a breeze when it comes to Wellington. It's more of a constant gust, isn't it?
Well, sometimes it stops and it annoys me because I'm like, hey, come back. I moved here for the wind. It keeps me cool.
Moved to Dunedin moved to Wellington for the wind. But you know, each their own, I guess.
I'm a sweaty bitch.
I see. Right, tonight, what have we got going on? We've got a bit of a recap for the week. We've got some exciting. I think it's mostly going to be a what did you miss this week? Because this week was insane, kind of show.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on.
Because it's been headline after headline, and it just seems to have not really stopped. But I feel like that's the whole year. Like I was just watching the Game Awards, and we were watching all the titles that came out this year, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came out this year, and I was like,
this year?
That didn't happen this year, did it? And it's like, oh shoot, yeah, that was like March this year. Like it feels ages ago. So
to be fair, they also talk about them forever until they come out. So it also feels like they've been out before they come out a lot of the time.
That's true. And it's like the second one in the last 2 or 3 years. I don't know. Time keeps shrinking. I don't know. Anyways, if you're a gamer and you want to go watch some fun stuff.
And I don't know what the fuck, but to be honest, I have heard a lot about that game. So whether you like it or hate it, people clearly love it.
Astrobot very much deserves the accolades it got. I was flabbergasted. That's a great word. Balatro. If you know Balatro, especially if you watch a lot of indie streamers or indie gamer streamers, Balatro was in like 3 or 4 different categories. They were blitz in it, and then we're up for Game of the Year, which
random.
Hats off to them. If you don't know it, you don't know it.
Don't. I looked it up. Don't know it, but love that for them. To be fair, I've been so busy this year. Like I'm behind on my video games, man.
Video games? So I don't have time for
that. It's government.
All right, we're boring the chat who have no idea. Sorry guys. Right. Quick announcement about an announcement coming up during an announcement. It was a joke. No one got it. Sorry. An announcement about this. Big Hairy News on Patreon. Please, please and thank you. Thank you to all of our peoples who are our patrons. Thanks for paying for our Christmas dinner over the weekend. We honestly, it was delicious. Pat did a fantastic job at the turkey that tasted like chicken.
I think that's just the nature of turkey. It's white meat.
I don't know. It's just
It was delicious though.
Thanks to you guys, we get to do that, and we got to do a road trip, which we'll recap later in the show. Got a little video for you. Secondly, on that one is the BHN store still up and running. I think the orders that had come in before the cutoff for the Christmas deadline or Christmas receiving deadline have all gone out. However, you can still order your Nikki No Boats, which I don't think it yet has it on there, but it should say it's on TV in the near future.
Yes, it's coming. It's coming. As seen on One News.
And also
with
Nikki No Boats.
Gary.
I got some Nikki No Boats. These are going to be really, really.
Mine's on my wall.
Sorry.
Can't really see.
Got a very, very bright camera, and then I've also got a tui, a big tui.
I love that so much.
And then we got our BHN boys. BHN boys.
Yes, very stoked to have a t-shirt and not a hoodie.
We can finally rep the brand.
Yeah.
Of course, I got the pink one.
Yeah, pink buffer. I mean, is that not M's in a nutshell?
So BHN's shop.nz if you want to get your stickers. I think Pat is getting those out pretty quickly.
I see where you're already being harassed in the comments. We're wanting the Steamboat Winnies are getting already.
Okay, hang on. Pat's already got a list for me to do. I've got time. Starting to sound like Chewy now. Not kidding. Exciting stuff. Go get your merch. No promises you'll get it before Christmas, but and no promises you'll get it before Waitangi Day. But when stuff does come back through, jump on it. I think there's some.
Just know that you will upset Nicola Willis if you buy the Nikki No Boats. I have heard that she may have seen a certain Gary sitting in the gallery, but may have done not to see him. Yes. Gary's out there doing the good mahi for us all.
Thanks, Gary. So let's jump into it. Our top headlines of the week. We had some guests this week, actually. We had a big week of guests. It was great. Monday, we had a bit of a recap or a pre-record from, I think it was Friday they recorded this, with Rose Wang, the COO of Blue Sky, and that was a fascinating conversation. Cool. Make sure you go and check that out from Monday's show. Wednesday, we had a 5-person panel stealing a few cards from taking a few pages out of Bomber's book, something like that. Craig Rennie joined, Carl Finlay joined, and Tangi Utikiri from Labour Party joined. Carl Finlay being the spokesperson, I believe. I should have written this down. For the Maritime New Zealand Union.
Awesome to hear from him.
Yeah.
Really
he was. And I saw him on the news as well. I think it was after our show, so technically we won that one, right?
Actually, I saw a few people from Parliament that day on different segments of the news over the last couple of days.
Good. And then on Thursday, we had Melanie Nelson talking about the Treaty Principles Bill. She's a bilingual and bicultural consultant here in New Zealand, and she's recently done a really, really good deep dive on her Substack. If you Google Melanie Nelson, she will pop up for you. And talking actually more so about the second thing that's kind of disturbing, which I've also seen a few things about, the attempt to strip out, as far as I understand, basically the treaty from a lot of legislation or the ability to do so. And it's kind of happening from under our noses. There was someone from University of Otago. I think it was, I'm not sure his name. It was Duncan someone, I think. I could be wrong. That was floating around Blue Sky that was also fascinating. So if I find that, I'll chuck it in the chat for you guys to have a read of, because it's also really concerning.
Oh yeah, I mean they're basically doing a DDoS attack. It's so just overwhelming the system, so we can't block them all.
Can't talk about that. We haven't got time. Right, so fantastic guests throughout the week. Make sure you go and check out those episodes if you haven't already. Right, Nikki no boats still has no boats. Thanks, Nikki. Nikki still has no boats after her recent announcement about an upcoming announcement as Steamboat Winnie comes to the rescue. And we're all hedging our bets on Winnie. It's not a statement I like, but it might be true.
Koro's coming in to deal with all the kids' mistakes, I guess.
Yeah, yep. Speaking of children, David then runs his mouth yet again, saying the boats will cost approximately half of Labour's planned ferries. But even the spineless I like that. Spineless Luxem tells him off for this one. Yeah, that's fucking a year too late.
I mean, given how Luxon does, the fact he said anything is surprising. That's how you know he's mad. Winnie's Waka. I love that.
That's a little too kind, It's a little bit too,
I do love alliteration, though. I mean, alliteration.
Yeah. I feel like Steamboat Winnie is a little bit more on the
I
nose.
love the visuals of Steamboat Winnie, especially pulling along the carcass of Nicola's dead fairy. You know what I mean?
Don't give me ideas.
Oh, hey! I mean,
oh god, when you get cat hair and it just sticks around, and you're like, everywhere. Where is it? So I'm just going to be doing this.
It is your hair now. It is a part of you.
I really hope not. That's a lot of hair to ingest. Thanks, David. Government conveniently bans or bars one of the most vehement critics. You use big words for this, man. I'm trying. Most vehement critics, the woke leftist economist Greg Rennie, from attending the upcoming HEFU, which is my favorite new word. HEFU is the half-year economic and fiscal update. Yeah, so let's see if we can try and get someone in there, apart from registered media. Although that's not a bad thing. It's good to know that there's be some people scrutinizing it, but it would be nice to have an economist in the room. Maybe?
Yeah.
An idea?
Especially they still
anti-economist? No. My favorite news of the week, which is probably what I call my positive news, because I actually had this thought about a week ago. I'll probably read it out and then I'll tell you. Iwi Cheers Forum go back to their roots by issuing a letter to King Charles as their tipuna did in 1831. Unlikely that anything will come of it, but does pose some interesting questions around the monarch's continued relationship within New Zealand and the Māori Crown relations. I had this thought about a week ago and I was like, can I just call the monarch and be like, sort your people out? Isn't that kind of what happened in the beginning?
I mean, I have heard kōrero for a little while going on about that. So I'm not surprised that it happened. And actually, I saw today on Instagram, Tiano Tuiono actually posted his the Green Party is supporting the Iwi Cheers letter and have actually
nice
made an official endorsement, I guess you'd call it. So
yeah, did I see the opposition parties across the board had, or was it also them? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not sure. I just know that I saw the Greens have officially. I don't know if any other party. I mean, surely Te Pāti Māori would have.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I mean, I'm going to assume, but also don't know. Maybe someone in the comments will let us know anyway. But yes, definitely some interesting stuff going on there.
Yeah. I would like to see King Charles step up, but again, it's it's kind
of... He's also really sick and hella cancer and stuff, so...
Cancer. He is
Well, that's what Trump said. Apparently, Trump let loose that,
he outed him. Jesus.
Yeah. What a little snitch.
What a dick. What a dick. And then lastly on our list, Luxon wastes his oxygen and taxpayer money yet again with his usual non-answers despite Jenna Lynch's attempts to have an informative interview. Wow, she was hedging her bets, wasn't she? She was definitely
she
not
really
going to get
tried
that.
to have good questions, and he really did.
She did
as
actually.
Usual.
Yeah, which is really a shame because I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but there was a story. It was a breakfast interview where Luxon was talking about beneficiaries and things like that. And I was like shocked. This is like literally straight after the Jack Tame interview. And I was like, hang on, who is this Luxon? I haven't seen him before. There was like nuance. He was like saying his policies. And then he was like, here's the policy, but also we need to consider that like, beneficiaries have issues in this regard and this regard. So we need to like take a stepped approach to getting them back to work. And I was like, who the fuck is this? Like, aren't you the same guy that was all like
the same?
Yeah.
Lines that. Well, yeah.
We're gonna do something. What I would say to you.
Yeah. If you look at it like in,
from our point of view, they're bottom feeders. But anyway, so he's gone back to his obviously it was like his post Jack Tame telling off where he got like the absolute whip around the back of the head, and then he's like, everyone's forgotten about that. Cool, right back to my corporate speak. Wonderful.
Actually, that just reminded me of going like about Luxon. Fun story from in the gallery. So obviously we were sitting opposite our homies. And so I could see Chloe, I could see Chippy, I could see Kieran, and at one
you were
point,
just sitting there like little.
Yeah, we were just admiring them. Like,
it's me.
And then at one point, Luxon was saying some bullshit, honestly, and Chloe was just absolutely losing her goddamn mind. And I started just being like, and Chloe saw me. And she just giggled and started laughing and then like looked away. And I was just like, she noticed me. I made the queen laugh, guys. And I did it in the Nicky t-shirt. So it was a really good day.
It sounds like a good day as far as sitting in the Gallery of Parliament goes.
If you come to Wellington, we'll definitely have to try see if there's something to go watch.
Yes. 100%. I've always wanted to go into Parliament. The best I got was my brother and his wife on their wedding day got their photos taken on the steps of Parliament. That's about as close as I got.
Oh,
yep.
That's
got, like,
cute though.
Special authority or something. I don't know. It's very cute. Yeah, it's pretty cute. All right, that's our. That's what we recapped from the show.
Yeah.
But there is a whole lot more that we missed this week. So,
yes.
Before you do that, let's just do a few chats that have been starred. Like Rajan for your $5. Thank you. Love how all the Game of the Year nominees got awards except for Elden Ring DLC. Astrobot is my personal Game of the Year, so I was thrilled at one. Yeah, people were kind of like 50-50 on Elden Ring because...
It was a bit of a controversial.
DLC shouldn't be up for a award.
Because it's not a standalone game and therefore should not be Game of the Year.
It was basically a whole nother game. It was insane numbers of content. Also, Gary, who was on the news, Gary. Please make sure someone is home between 2029 and 2035 for the delivery of your new fairies.
I love that. I love that one.
Let's hope that it's not national at home.
Yeah,
they
might. Oh yeah, these are just a couple of funny ones. So I just thought, is Pac-Man still a thing? Pac-Man will always be a thing. Always. Pac-Man will never die. Oh wait, that one I'm gonna save for later. This was commenting on, obviously, from our guest that, yes, the Regulatory Standards Act is of great concern and something that we should be looking at making submissions on. Definitely.
Yes. So that one's the 13th of January, if I'm not mistaken. A week after the Treaty Principles Bill. So while
the day that BHN comes back from holiday.
Yeah, so we'll remind you.
Yes.
Yeah. I assume midnight that day.
I'll double check.
If so, we will be reminding you. But yes, definitely read the article by Melanie and get your submissions in. Very, very important. They're both very important. There's a lot of things to submit on.
Heaps, unfortunately.
All right. What have you got for us?
Are we going to go into that first
one
headline?
One.
As we can see. Oh, you have the video up, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. The video.
Hey DJ, hit the track.
A particular timestamp, or you just want to
start from the beginning? Feel free to speed it up a little.
Also, we've changed some things, so let me know if you can hear this, if there's any issues.
Police and the New Zealand Drug Foundation are concerned about the latest results of wastewater testing in New Zealand, which are the worst they've ever seen. The testing shows methamphetamine use has doubled, as well as a huge rise in cocaine use. Senior reporter Juliet Speedy has more.
Wastewater testing for drugs in this country gives a good read on the country's drug intake, but the latest results don't paint a pretty picture.
Unfortunately, it demonstrates two things: a all-time record high in terms of the amount of methamphetamine and cocaine being consumed in New Zealand. Secondarily, the increases are really significant.
Significant in that results which cover nearly 80% of New Zealand's population.
So, not so great news there.
Yeah.
Got anything to add to that one?
No, from what I was looking into, so unfortunately we've seen it double. The consumption of cocaine has doubled to nearly 5.5 kgs per week, which is just absolutely cooked. But one thing of note I was reading in the article was actually that the weekly social harm in this quarter is estimated to be $34 million for meth use and $2.1 million for cocaine use. And they're the highest volumes seen since the wastewater testing program started in 2018.
Oh, geez. Wow. Has it only been 2018? Wow.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. So that's the national wastewater testing program. I'm not sure. There may have been local, regional ones where they utilized beforehand. But also of note, they were saying that this means that as a consequence, we could be seeing more acute harms from things like hospitalizations, from like toxicity, heart problems, psychosis. They're also concerned that we could see an increase in addiction. And which obviously means that the experts are saying that there's an urgent need to ramp up harm reduction prevention and acute care service provisions to meet this likely increased need, which I also thought was of note too, because what do we have back now that nationals are now government?
That's
pseudoephedrine. We've got pseudoephedrine.
X favorite drug. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good to see that so far this government's really looking after our health, and
they're really smart.
Look at these outcomes, guys. Look at the outcomes.
Just so David Seymour can get back to work faster.
God, he's a twat.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. He's a fucking twat. All right. So do you want to jump into that next one?
Yeah. So I guess
I can pop it on 1.1 or 1.2 as well.
A little bit quicker. We've got this video from a reputable source. Everyone's favorite Philip DeFranco, which honestly he's a great new show. Good. This is chatting about, I can only assume, probably the biggest international headline this week that was missed because there was so much other shit that was happening nationally.
Well, yeah, I think we watched this in person together, so this is exactly a week.
No, hang on. I'm reading the headline. That's the other thing that was crazy international news.
Oh, yeah, no. So the one that's just the video title. But we're going into.
We can talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
Does this count as a positive news story? This one.
This isn't positive. No, we're not at positive yet.
This might be hyperbole, but I will let you be the judge. The decision to put lead in pretty much everything has to rank as one of the worst things the United States did during the 20th century, which is saying something if you know anything. about US history. Because lead is a neurotoxin that wrecks your brain and poisons nearly every organ system in the body. I mean, there's a reason that the CDC says there is no safe amount of it. So thankfully, we banned lead paint in 1978, lead pipes in 86, and leaded gasoline in 1996. But what that doesn't mean is that we are free of its effects. In fact, more than half of the current US population was exposed to adverse lead levels in childhood from leaded gasoline alone. But of course, that begs the question, well, what does that actually mean for those people? How are they really affected? Well, to answer that, now we've actually got a peer-reviewed study from researchers at Duke University, Florida State University, and the Medical University of South Carolina answering that exact question. Or with it analyzing childhood blood lead levels from 1940 to 2015 and singling out the effect of leaded gasoline in particular. And according to their findings, Americans suffered an estimated 151 million excess mental health disorders that they wouldn't have had if they didn't breathe in all those exhaust fumes. So this is if you were born closer to 1940 or 2015, you have less to worry about. Or because the brunt of the damage hit Generation X, those born between 1966 and 1986. With the people born between 1966 and 1970 getting impacted especially hard since they grew up at the peak of leaded gasoline's use. And so for all of them, they could expect higher rates of depression, anxiety, and ADHD, as well as altered personalities. The study's co-author even telling CNN, we believe that lead exposure makes...
So I think that was kind of the major point, that you were just like, this! Because we were sitting on the couch, this was on Friday, we were watching it, and you were like, this is this, I've been saying this. So explain.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, just obviously the fact that like we've got increased depression, anxiety, ADHD, which we also don't know how that's obviously affected the children of the people who were absolutely huffing lead, not just through the fumes, because this is only done on fumes. This isn't the paint, the pencils, the everything. Like there's so much lead exposure. But
lead pencils?
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that unleaded petrol was petrol without lead in it.
As a kid, I was like, oh yeah, unleaded. I didn't realize the un actually meant that there was once
no more lead.
A non-unleaded version. But yeah, the only other thing that I thought was quite of note is just that, yeah, basically, those Gen X, and I think it's Elder Gen X and the generation before them, definitely some of the most affected, and unfortunately something that's likely led to actual brain rot, as the kids call it. And as someone else actually pointed out on something else I was talking about, is that a lot of the people who are adversely affected by the exposure to lead, they're the ones who are currently in governments. They're the ones who are currently making laws. They're the ages of, I mean, look at fucking Trump. Look at that.
Correlation, causation. Now. Calm down. Yeah.
And this is...
yeah. But hey, now we've got the study. Sadly, it's many, many years after thank God they got rid of it a long time ago.
Oh, yeah. But, and I mean, someone else has also pointed out the asbestos. Like, let's not think about all the other things that we were, like, there's so many things that people have been exposed to in literally our parents' lifetime, our grandparents' lifetime. Like, it's not far away. It's still been happening off and on. Like I remember there were stories of lead in turmeric in India not that long ago. So like, yeah, something that we've definitely really should be keeping an eye out on.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, we have that's sorry. I was reading the title of that video, which was talking about the CEO killer. It's talking about probably what I was thinking, the biggest international news story. Luigi. Real mixed. I don't want to weigh in on the discussion. So this is the guy who's been found now. And is
I'm going to be weighing in on the discussion through memes. So
okay, cool.
I will hold my
essentially. He's been sentenced or at least arrested for the killing of the CEO of Health America, United Healthcare CEO. There we go. Got there in the end. I don't know enough about it. I've kind of kept my, I've kind of had a bit of a side eye on it. It's like, what's going on here? But I'm sure people are well aware of it, and we'll learn about it through memes. Yay, everyone's favorite.
Yeah, we'll deal with trauma through memes, as we always do. So I guess we should go on to.
I'll just do a quick while you're setting it up. Do you want to do a quick? We'll get rid of these super chats before they pile up. Yes. Kiwi Burp, $2. Thank you. I see Luxon has been busy being tough on crime. What was that reference to? Yep. Oh, right, drugs in the system. Right. Yeah, no, okay, cool. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kiwi Burp. Peter. Thanks, Peter, for your $2. How many redundancies at customs? Great question, because they're the people that are keeping the drugs out. Maybe they don't need to because we're making them ourselves. Thanks. Thanks, Peter. And also from Peter, $2. Inventor of leaded petrol also invented the CFCs. Yes, there's a great deep dive on that on John Oliver.
Wait, Brain, CFC? What acronyms that one again?
If I'm not mistaken, CFC's the plastics. Teflon? Am I wrong?
No, there's a lot of different...
am I wrong?
I'm sure they'll tell us in a minute if we're wrong anyway, but...
Maybe I'm talking about something else.
I mean... That sounds about right. It's all connected. It's all connected.
Styrofoam? Okay.
Oh.
Chlorofluorocarbons?
That's a bit of a mouthful.
Hairsprays.
Okay.
Hairsprays.
See, right. Okay.
Chlorofluorocarbons.
Oh, the ones that destroy the ozone layer. Yeah, we love that, don't we?
Okay. Ozone depleting chemicals. Okay, cool. So not great stuff.
Oh, yeah, I hate that.
Oh, well, it's all the same, isn't it? Sadly. All right, what you got? Meme us up.
All right, so this is not the Cheerful New Year's yet, but this is what we might have missed this week. So some of these are going to be fast, some of these are going to be slow. However, I have now got the links documents sorted, so I know Kiwi Skirt will at some point be popping this into the chat, probably at some point later on too, in case anyone hasn't seen it. But the first thing we're going to talk about today, Outline, as some of you may have heard or may not have heard, Outline urgently needs your support. Outline could literally be closing the day that we come back on the 13th of January. That is how much money they have left, and they have not been able to secure funding. This is directly due to the cuts that we've seen from this government. I saw an interview with one of the people from Outline, and yep, they've tried to, they've talked to Matt Ducey, they have tried to petition, and they have been running for 49 years. They are the only rainbow mental health service we have that actually caters to everyone. So it's not just a youth support line. They do cater to people up into the elderly ages. And yeah, they're just a really awesome charity. This infographic here just talks about how obviously rainbow community members are over 2 times more likely to face daily issues with anxiety and depression. Takatapui and rainbow people are 20% more likely to be impacted by homelessness and housing insecurity, as the boys have talked about before. Aotearoa obviously has the highest youth suicide rate in the developed world, which is even higher for rainbow youth. Probably not made any better by people like Candace fucking Owens coming into our country soon, thanks to old dickhead. And yeah, Outline is the only rainbow-specific mental health organization that serves the whole country. So, yeah, if you or anyone you know has the means to help, or maybe knows someone who knows someone, I mean, it's New Zealand. You know, we have the 2 degrees of separation. So, you know, maybe you know a friend who works for a company that might be looking to help some people out. Shoot your shot with them. Maybe just say, have you seen that these people need help? Because... yeah, it would be really sad to see such a great service just disappear because of the government right now.
Because they're technically a charity, right?
Yeah, they are a charity. And yeah, 49 years they've been around. So it's definitely something that we would like to see stay around. But yeah, we're going to hit some of the fast ones. So today in our headlines, we've had Coromandel shooting. 1 person is dead while 1 remains seriously injured. Te Whatu Ora have more jobs set to go at Te Whatu Ora, bringing the numbers of public sector cuts to date to 9,520. New bus lane cameras net $10,000 for a council on day one. Police set up more checkpoints to harass morning people attending tangi by breath testing them. No cause evictions and 3 strike laws passed their 3rd readings.
Okay.
Climate change in action. Aotearoa to see 30-degree temperatures in some parts of the country this week, while others are at risk of surface flooding, slips, and extreme weather.
Yay!
A 16-year-old girl named Elizabeth has gone missing in Torbay, Auckland on Saturday. Military personnel leave has been cancelled over Christmas to cover strikes. Officials say the move is increasing stress and decreasing morale on top of pre-existing issues around low pay, inadequate welfare support, and lack of training.
Wonderful.
Yeah. A new bill seeks to help close the gender pay gap by protecting employees who discuss or disclose their remuneration. A little bit of a yay.
That's a weird juxtaposition to whatever I was just listening to before. Okay.
It's been a weird week in news.
2 strange philosophies going on here. One's going employers need more rights, employers need to blah, blah, blah. And then that one's going, no, employees. So
well, I mean, it is looking like we'll hopefully be able to protect people from being able to actually talk about their pay.
Oh, it's such a rubbish thing.
And I mean, it has been found to be a mechanism that can actually kind of combat gender pay inequality. So
she's on the other side. This is a completely different minister on the national side that is going with the gender pay gap stuff. So
yeah,
pick your minister, I guess. Don't pick your party.
What have we got? Back to not fun news. Frontline workers say some family and sexual violence policies have reduced or removed services and funding, while levels of violence are increasing in some areas. A new report shows that sexual abuse of children and young people has increased significantly to levels similar to 2001, with much of this attributed to increased violence against student-aged females. Just gonna let us move on from that one because I will get very angry. In other news, Wellington loses 11.6% of jobs in a year, while Health New Zealand announces 569 staff have taken voluntary redundancy.
Yep.
Te Arawhiti, the Office for Māori Crown Relations, has confirmed it will disestablish 49 roles as it narrows its focus on treaty claims and coastal rights. Very frickin' convenient. How narrow are we getting here, buddy? Are they trying to make us jump through the eye of a needle? I think so. Also, to anyone who's saying, do I have any good headlines? I said, this is the headlines you haven't seen from the week. I did not say they were good.
This is what you missed this week.
Yes.
And news you missed this week.
Yeah, because I mean,
more justice.
Hey, and I'll just put it out there. We had requests for us to try and cover more of what happens in the week as well as the deep
dive. So here's your headlines.
So this is the consequences of your action.
You want to know what's going on? This is what's going on.
In lighter news, David Seymour seems to think reviewing regulations within the hairdressing industry to allow them to serve bubbles with a haircut is a necessity for this government to focus on.
Really, guys, this is top issue, okay?
I know, right?
Top issue. When David Seymour goes and gets his haircut for about 3 hours, because they're telling you have to listen to him while he gets his haircut, he's got to have his champagne.
What hair? What hair are they cutting?
It's this little part here. It's why he's got to join the receding hairline game.
He doesn't even have a fade. What kind of hair?
He's trying to look cool with his receding hairline. He's got to join the club, bro.
Oh my god.
takes 3 hours to buzz cut because he's just like, hey, you can't touch me with that. The law says no.
Also, I just
don't do it like that.
As someone who cuts other people's hair, I can't imagine wanting someone to be slightly intoxicated while I'm cutting their hair. I mean, unless David wants to get like shit-faced and then accidentally fall into a pair of scissors. But hey, that's his law. He's the one making the law, not me. I'm just stating that it's stupid.
Distractions.
Distractions. Yes, also Solicitor General Una Jagos, sorry if I've mispronounced that last name, reissues prosecution guidelines after backlash. And actually, I might.
Oh, that sounds like a positive news story.
Yes, we got a bit more of a positive one. So, sorry, I just saw this comment that said, I mean, if he wants a bad haircut, I won't complain. We will open this one up, I reckon, because why not? It sounds nice, and the people need a small break from the real news. Oh, I stopped it again.
Did you say we need a small break from the real news?
I pressed the wrong.
We need the not so real news, guys.
I need the news that makes me forget about the world being on fire. Well, the world isn't on fire, but the sky might be lightly a little bit on fire. Yeah, so there's going to be the Geminids meteor shower, and it'll be visible.
Geminids.
I believe tonight is the first night it should be visible, because there's a little graph here.
Is that me? Am I on the list? Oh, but it's partly cloudy. Fuck you.
So the best time is when the moon is lower in the sky, which so keep an eye out from midnight to dawn. So if possible, if you can manage to, or if you already do stay up late.
Who's up at that hour?
I go to bed at that hour. What are you talking about?
That means I'm going to sleep, and I have to get up to go watch the stars.
Do it.
Go to sleep.
Stars are beautiful. It's worth it. But yes, so the peak will be this weekend, Friday to Sunday, and there's a little chart. So then hopefully you can find somewhere. Obviously, try to find somewhere where you've got good visibility and as little light pollution. But you shouldn't need any binoculars or telescope. You can just face it. It's not going to be super fast, but you'll see a good view over the hour. And I'm definitely going to try have a look at it myself.
Yeah, I suppose I can look at the stars at midnight. I'm already going to
appreciate the beauty of nature, I guess. Oh, it's such a hard life.
Can we ask the aliens to send an asteroid to hit Parliament?
No, we should just get them to come pick up their friends, honestly. I think they left some people behind.
I think we need to go back for David Seymour. I think we might left him on the planet Earth. I don't think he's right there.
Yes. Oh, yeah. God. He is a fucking... Back to less great news. We've had the legislation targeting beneficiaries pass its first reading, despite pushback from the opposition, as it will likely just punish people and not be effective, because we love punishing people who need help and are vulnerable. That's like awesome. Oh, thanks, God, they're the worst. Thanks, all right, Jen. Now we're going to talk about how inadequate our government is.
My favorite
because we love. Someone's made some infographic type slides, so we love a
infographic.
Yeah. Do you want to just pop me onto the stage, please, so I can just. Doop. All right. So, the government's record for the Whanaketia recommendations, which is the Abuse in Care Royal Commission. 1.4% have been completed and 80.4% have not been completed. And this is a visual representation. So they've done the apology. And so what was our metric here? We got in progress, partially in progress, and not started. So we got actually, like, you know, so some of these things that they haven't done, review Lake Alice settlements, investigate unmarked graves, survivor and community support fund, amend Crimes Act, amend Sentencing Act, you know, the actual stuff that will do anything.
Oh, I see some green.
Oh yeah, publish government response, dissemination. It's just the stuff related to the report that they
Wow.
yeah, and then this is yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Nah.
There's 3 green ticks on that is we apologized, we told people about it, and then whatever the third was, sorry, I missed whatever that last one was.
Dissemination, yeah. So which is basically, I believe, the report. So yeah.
The report was given to people to read. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, that's why they've completed 1.4% and 80.4% has still to be completed.
Wonderful.
And this is why we need people like that to share things like that so that the rest of us...
graph.
Oh, it's so good.
Beautiful way of looking at it.
Yeah, and I'm very visual, so I love a visual representation.
I love when it's really easy to see how fucking terrible they are.
Shit, yeah.
Can we get one of those for Nikki No Boats about the fairies?
I know, right?
I'm sure we can come up with something.
And actually kind of fun news. The Labour Party says it has lost confidence in the Speaker of the House. McAnulty said it raised serious constitutional questions about the passing of a government bill that provided for private benefit. A legal academic says the whole bill has gone through very poor lawmaking, and the changes at this late stage undermine the Select Committee, reducing the level of scrutiny it faces. So that was interesting to see that come up, because it was quite how do you say, it got bitchy. So because we were obviously in the gallery that day, and Kieran stood up and obviously went like, excuse me, but
Hottie McAnulty.
But I also have to tell you, you fucked up and we don't have confidence in you. And Jerry got very, very bitchy about it. And at one point
Jerry got very bitchy.
Yeah.
Jerry very bitchy.
I can't quote the verbatim, but basically when Kieran was talking about how within his ruling, he basically says because there's a rule thing that makes it that their rulings are informed by previous rulings, you know, kind of similar to like how in America, if they've got a legal precedent set, then it can inform further, you know, rulings on similar cases. But basically, he pointed out that the ruling he had made could set a bad precedent and that it didn't necessarily make sense to use that. And then Jerry went, well, what did they do on day one? Like instead, like in terms of like the, you know, well, what did they refer to when they first made that rule? You know, like where was the first thing to consider? Oh my, it was just so weak and so pathetic. And then like also David Seymour was being this weird little school, like classroom narc, because he kept trying to point out when people were doing the wrong thing. And like there was a small little Free Palestine chant that happened. And, you know, we were all watching, you know, most of us kind of being like, yeah, get him. And then David goes up and he goes, I don't really want to have to bring this up, but there was a certain member on the opposite side of the aisle who said kia kaha when those people were chanting, and I think that's inappropriate. And it was just like he was trying to, and then thankfully there was a time when Jerry was being at least useless in our favor. Whether that should fucking matter, I don't think so. But
yeah, doing his fucking job. Well done.
Yeah, and so he was just, and then at times Jerry just said, I didn't see that, or I don't know. Well, I don't know. I'm sorry, what? Aren't you supposed to have some kind of important role in Parliament or something? I think maybe you should know. Just sometimes. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I expect the people who are making rulings
You're speaking
to
far too much of Jerry Brownlee.
You know,
sorry,
what?
Jerry Brownie. Delicious. If you know, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and then in the another not so great news, the second most powerful police officer in the country is on leave pending separate investigations. So Deputy Commissioner Javon McSkimming is being investigated by the Independent Police Conduct Authority and the New Zealand Police. The nature of the allegations cannot be reported. We've got a couple videos here. I don't know if you wanted to pop one of those up.
Oh, I'm sure I could do that.
We've got Pacific leaders discussing the climate crisis in the Pacific. Also, I see here Brownlee knew about it and overruled the chair's objection at the private gains. Yeah, I mean, definitely does not seem like he was on the right. I mean, I'm with Labour.
Really? What do we got here?
Drill, baby, drill.
I
would love to be able to invite him to come and visit the Pacific.
In Pacific waters, corals are bleaching and entire nations are under threat.
Today I speak again from my country, from a small islet that is likely to be one of the first spots in Tuvalu to be submerged by rising sea levels.
Palau's president has seen it for himself.
I was out snorkeling on Sunday, and once again, it's unfortunate, but we had another heat, very warming of the oceans, so I saw a lot of bleached coral. And it's sad. It's sad to see that it's happening more frequently, and these are just the impacts of what is happening around the world because of our addiction to fossil fuels.
And now he wants Donald Trump to come and see it too.
We must reject the perennial prophets of doom and their predictions of the apocalypse.
Palau's president, Sorangil Whips Jr. has invited President-elect Donald Trump to the Pacific, where the impacts are clear-cut.
See the islands that are disappearing because of the sea level rise. See the taro swamps that are being invaded. I mean, that's something that you need to experience. I mean, they're experiencing it in Florida, so and North Carolina, and they just had major disasters recently. And I think that's the rallying call that we all need to take responsibility.
The ocean is going to rise 1/8 of an inch within the next 250 years. We're going to be wiped out.
That's not the kind of action President Whips wants from a leader of a country which is so close to Palau or from any nation.
We need the United States, we need China, and we need India and Russia to be the leaders. Make sure that we put things on track. And most importantly, stay below 1.5, which we all agreed to in Paris.
For the Pacific, the climate crisis is the biggest existential threat, and leaders like Whips are considering drastic measures.
We've got to look at alternatives.
I think you get the gist of that one, but still, that's woohoo! We're relying on Donald Trump once again.
And actually, there's one follow-up video that is from Chloe, but I think is quite relevant, and I think is quite an important thing for people to think about, and actually something that I kind of are you gonna pop it up? That probably makes more sense for you to pop it up anyway.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, it's a really, really good video. Just I don't think it's too long.
Human decisions have reshaped the ecosystems that we live in so fundamentally that they are unrecognizable from the pre-industrial natural world. Scientists have a word for this. They call it the Anthropocene. What that means is that human beings, you and me, We are now the primary driving force shaping the Earth's processes and composition. That is how powerful we are. We are literally changing nature. But did you agree to that? Did you wake up this morning and choose to live in an economy run on fossil fuels? Did you sign up to an economy where 311 households hold more wealth than the bottom 2.5 million New Zealanders? Because I didn't. Did you wake up and decide to line the pockets of stock market executives who privatize profit and socialize cost? No, I don't think we did. So who did? And how are they getting away with it? How did billions of people worldwide and millions of people here at home become organized in such a way that we wake up every single morning inside of a system that most of us don't really like and didn't really agree to? Who so thoroughly and successfully embedded the idea that we'll just have climate change instead of changing the economy that produces it? Well, 40 years ago, a small group of people with a lot of money and vested interests successfully changed the way that people talk and think about this thing that we call economics. They did this by taking over our politics and very conveniently turning the majority of people off of politics. Now, if you dare to question their wealth or the system that produced it, they'll tell you that they've worked really, really hard. And they worked really hard to make you believe that all of this is normal. Because this is not normal. Greed is not our nature. I've seen human nature. We see it when those climate change charged weather events strike. Neighbors help neighbors. No one's running through arbitrary checklists to decide who is worthy and deserves help. People feed each other, house each other, and sometimes even take the shirts off of their own backs. That is because New Zealanders care about each other and the planet that we live on deeply. But right now, this thing that we call the economy has been set up to conflict with that human nature and with the very nature, the fragile ecosystems that sustain all life as we know it. Christopher Luxon and his mates would like you to believe that this economy is natural.
I'm going to stop it there. Otherwise, we could listen to Chloe all day. But some really interesting, I don't know if anyone else picked this up. It's funny how some of the things she was saying, that if they're coming out of the mouth of someone, like just that little bit of like, it kind of sounds conspiratorial, but what she's following it up with is like we should house people. We should give our shirts to someone. We should it's like social things that like, hey, people should have good healthcare. Like people should have a house to live in. And it's like, you follow, if it was someone saying the exact same thing of like, who is creating this economy? Who signed up to this? The thing that they would follow it up with is like, you should be able to have a gun and live on your house and shoot people if they come onto your house. You should be able to have as much money as you want. You should, I don't know. This just
I don't know. They just want profit. They just don't give a fuck about people. And at the end of the day,
what she's saying is just real basic. Like, hey, we should have a nice planet to live on.
That's why we're all so fucked off. It's because it should be basic. And it is basic. The only thing is it doesn't make money. That's why they don't pick it. It isn't that they don't understand it. It's that they don't care.
Yeah, sadly.
It doesn't make them profit. They can't make profit off of helping people. I mean, they can technically in the long run if they think about it from like an actual fucking investment perspective, but the only investments they think about are the ones that give them their quarterly fucking returns or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a finance person. I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah. They're really, really good at manipulating people to not Chloe, sorry. I'm saying, people on the right who have the same. I think Chloe's really good because she has, I'm just going to tangent off on this. Reasons why I really like Chloe. She's really confident and she has the same sort of power and confidence when she speaks. that a lot of people on the right tend to have. The sort of like conviction that is unwavering. It's like, I know my facts, I know what I'm talking about, and I'm going to convince you to believe in me kind of thing. Which, and she's not like going out there and saying, believe in me. It's kind of like, hey, I'm trying to disseminate it for you. This is what's really going on. People on the right do it all the time where it's like, the birds in the sky are foreign drones and they're spying on you. This is what the government's not telling you.
Yeah. And this thing is, they do that shit to distract from stuff that's just plain and simple. And I like this comment.
They're like in their convictions, but yeah.
Oh yeah, and I mean, like, that's why I like this comment. Like, maybe the leader's screwed with people's empathy. That's what I was trying to say before. The people in power making these decisions. And this thing is, it makes you feel conspiratorial, but it's not conspiratorial to just put fucking puzzle pieces together and to see how actions have flow-on effects. Like, it doesn't take a bloody rocket scientist.
That's what is it? Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's what she was doing. She looked at the birds and said, "Those are drones."
Yeah.
And whatever
Good
other
old Magic the
strange
Gathering.
conspiracy.
That's how I think. They have the same initials.
Yes. All this to say, Chloe's fantastic,
and we love her.
Thanks to her.
And people need to, like, this thing. I don't want to be talking about all this other dumb shit the government are doing. I want to talk about important shit. Like, I don't know, helping save what we've got left and prevent more from fucking deteriorating. That'd be cool. Anyway, let's power through these last couple of recaps from the week. We've got the Greens have launched a members bill calling on the government to duplicate the framework of the Russia Sanctions Act to allow sanctions to be imposed against Israel. And Kieran McAnulty, or McAnulty as we call him, has been being an absolute boss. I'll actually just quickly pop up the vid. Because,
being a lad,
you know, let's just be honest, I just want to look at his face.
Lad.
Like,
that's the actual reason why we were like, you know, he should be leader of the Labour Party, is because we just
it's just so we can see his face more often, right?
I really hope he doesn't watch the Friday show.
I hope he does. I hope he doesn't.
I know the guys are like, we know the media watches
at the objectification, but I just want to admire a gorgeous man.
Appreciate a handsome man when you see one.
Exactly. I'd give that man flowers.
Can we check that up?
No, I got it. All right. Let me know if there's anything wrong with the sound. Hopefully I've got it going right.
Good day, everyone. I'm at the Community Housing Aotearoa conference, where today we had the Associate Minister of Housing come in to speak and trumpet the drop in numbers in emergency housing. But the problem for him is that many of the people in the audience actually work on the front line, and they told him that every day they have people that are denied access to emergency housing. It's very easy to drop the numbers when you don't let people in. They're choosing to reduce costs over actually housing people.
And I mean, absolutely cooked news, but good on him for actually going in and telling us about this stuff, because I mean, I'm sure the numbers would look good if we didn't know that. Well, again, cooking more numbers, technically. I know it's not cooking the books in the same kind of exact way, but it's disingenuous and it's cooked. But yeah, so good on Kieran for calling them out. And it's I was also reading, apparently he said that the government hasn't actually funded any more kāinga ora buildings of its own, and has drastically reduced funding to the community housing providers. And so obviously, to stem the flow of people needing housing, it's changed the rules to make it harder to get in, which is just absolutely disgusting. And that is the news that you missed out on this week.
I'm just gonna counter. I think this is a jest comment, but still, thanks, Dave. If a 40-year-old man spoke like this about a woman, then people will be flipping out. 100% true. You shouldn't objectify people, but we're not 40-year-old men. We're on the cusp of 30-year-old women, and he is at least 10 years older. So I think we're punching up, not punching down. That's my defense.
It's also like I don't go everywhere I go and just objectify people like I'm trying to have sex with them. I admire human beings for being aesthetically nice to look at, unlike 40-year-old
I'm
men
like when I
who
say
usually
Hottie
fucking
McAnulty,
creepy.
I'm not saying I want to. I'm not going to say that. I'm not saying that. I'm just
Redacted.
saying he's a nice man to look at. It's like your grandma, right? It's your grandma who's in like her 80s or 90s who goes, "Oh, that Kieran McAnulty. Oh, he's a looker.
Yeah.
Oh, I like
If I
him.
had
I'll
my
vote
time
for him."
again, yeah.
Back in my day, I would have shagged that man.
And you know what?
That's
If it is
that's
double
us.
standards, so what? We have
There's
to go
nothing-
out
well, I mean,
and
there are
worry
double
about
standards.
safety things that y'all don't have to worry about. So you know
Don't even
what?
have to
I
think
actually
about
don't
shit.
care. To be honest,
Yeah.
I actually
It's
don't
funny,
care.
actually. The amount of times I have to explain things to Jonathan, and he's like, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "Yeah, these are the things you have to worry." Like, I call you when I'm walking in the dark to home, even if it's 6 o'clock at night, and I'm walking from the bus stop, so it's only like a block down the road. I will call you to make sure nothing happens to me. And he's like, "I didn't even think about that." I'm like, "Yeah, you don't have to."
Must be nice.
I never walk with my head. These are noise cancelling. I never walk with these in the dark. I always have at least one ear open.
Yeah. I mean, I do that mostly just because, like, I don't want to get hit by cars. But, like, I'm definitely not the same about my safety as most women are, obviously. But I know many women.
I know women.
I
I'm
know
friends
heaps
with
of
women.
girls.
My neighbor's a woman. A co-host.
Exactly.
Well, no, sorry. You're AFAB, but
yeah.
I know women.
Either either. It's just funny. Anyway, do we have any chats we need to get to?
Yeah, we probably should get to those. To Mickey for $2. Yes, obviously getting past 10 o'clock, isn't it? To Mickey for $2. Oh, Ratchet, that sucks. So typical of Nats a-holes. I
Yeah,
could pick
God knows
100 different
which-
things we just talked about.
Yeah, that could literally be anything.
9:38. Yeah, that was there's about 100 things we just talked about, but thank you for the chat. Also, Peter, you're paying our bills, bro. $2 from Peter. Thanks, Peter. A government of group project slackers.
Real,
Oh,
honestly.
yeah.
They would be the worst
It's like
people to do
David-
assignments with.
David is like running the ship, and he's like, "You guys aren't. I'll just do everything." And then at the end, he's like, "You guys didn't fucking do anything, and like, you guys get A's for this, and I don't get any of the credit." Well, that's
And
not
then
quite true
Winston
because
just
everyone's
comes in
blaming
and goes,
him.
"Actually, give it here. Fuck on you." Like,
We got a C for that, and then he comes along and is like, here's his like, he's like pre-prepared his version of like his A grade paper, and he's like, "These guys are shit. Here's my paper," and then they save the day.
Yeah.
Accurate.
All right. Is that all of our chats?
It's all for a super chats, but on the on the brownie topic, moist brownie. Yum. No, don't take that back. The important role that Jerry has in the sausage roll. It took me a second or two.
Oh.
Thanks, Kiwi Bro. I really appreciate that one.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh.
All right. Well, now we have a
Anyway,
little bit
carry on.
of light good news to wash our mouth out a little bit.
Oh.
Shit. I just tried
Oh.
to press that and then you did it and then I did it and it's all popping off. All right. So, in nice news in Belgium.
Also, Simon, I get it.
Belgium has become the first country to pass comprehensive sex worker labor protections.
Woohoo!
And this has come off the back of them decriminalizing sex work in 2022, which means that they're doing better than us because we decriminalized sex work in 2003, but we are still fighting for worker protections at the moment. So I think an awesome example set by Belgium. And it says here that sex work in Belgium is now sex workers are now entitled to formal employment contracts and labor rights, which means they'll have access to benefits like pension, 6 days, health insurance, and maternity pay. And they will also have fundamental rights like the ability to refuse clients, choose their practices, and stop an act at any moment. Meanwhile, employers must meet background requirements such as no prior convictions for sexual assault or human trafficking, and adhere to safety and cleaning standards, with all brothels required to offer amenities like clean condoms, linens, and an emergency button. Which I'm just so excited. Like, it's awesome to see workers being protected as they should be.
An industry that people don't take seriously, which is quite a shame. Because
it is.
Here's my little side. Okay, so most people when they think of sex workers, right? They're thinking dingy strip bars where guys walk in who are super sleazy, and it's like a typical girls' club where they've got stripper poles. And then if you pay the right amount of money in cash, you get to go to the back room and they do some dodgy stuff. That's what people think of when they think of sex workers.
Yeah.
However, I'd like to broaden your horizons a little bit. What if you were disabled, for example? You might hate me for this example. What if you were disabled, for example?
This is a great example.
And you need some help in order to enjoy some pleasure because you have that right just as everyone else does. However, sometimes the only way you may be able to do that is by a professional agreement, shall we say, is paying for him, right? Do you think someone should be denied?
Friends? Yeah, some people pay to have friends. Some people pay to have sex.
Do you think you should deny the right for that person to have that option, if not that experience? Because that is part of sex work. It's not the only thing, but that is part of sex work. And I guess in modern day sex work is also things like your OnlyFans, which is putting the power back in the individual as opposed to being run by a sleazy management system or organization. And that's also considered sex work. I mean, these are like slightly different, more niche. Yeah, they're more niche.
And that's the thing is, like, all of these things are important. Like, sex work provides, like, for instance, couples who want to just have a threesome. It is really messy to do that with people you know. Do you know what's smart? Going to a sex worker because they're a professional. You don't have to worry about anything, and you can just get what you need and move on with your day. People have sex, people get down. You see the bloody adult toy megastore results every year of who's buying the most sex toys. Like, let's not pretend. Let's not act like we're prudish. Like, sex work is real work. And if you don't believe it's real work, stop watching porn. Just stop watching porn because that's sex work.
And to be fair, that's probably one of the most exploitative parts of it.
Exactly.
Is your traditional porn.
OnlyFans is a lot more ethical. Like, you're able to find ethical porn. Like, yes, there are ethical porn companies, but OnlyFans is an easy way to find ethical homemade porn, and you can support local. And just as a quick note, our own sex workers who are fighting for their rights. If you've not heard of them before, Fired Up Stilettos, they have been going. Actually, I saw them at Parliament on Wednesday.
Nice.
They're an awesome bunch of people who have been petitioning for labour rights for sex workers pretty hard for the last year and a bit after some shit went down with calendar girls being pieces of shit. So, hopefully that good news from Belgium will give support to our girls over here petitioning for that. And
good on you, Belgium.
Our next little news story that we'll touch on is just a nice story, local. Some of you have probably seen this already, but just this awesome story about a mongrel mob member who has gone from living in his car to running a rewina business. And it seems like it has been made possible through the help of an organization that is called Whānau Ora, which basically put him into a program that is a holistic wraparound whānau centered service that took him from being called, being told that he was very angry and very, struggling to really reintegrate and things. But through this program, he has managed to, find something that he's passionate about. He's using a rewana bug that's actually from his auntie. And so, he's passing on something and keeping it going. And he's, got something that he's proud of and something that is now able to help support him, and just a really nice story about
lovely story. Even Mumble from Maria Patch in a leading newspaper story got Mark Mitchell all hot under his collar.
Yeah, Mark Mitchell would not be happy. Yeah, I mean, what are the laws around this? Does this mean that does this mean that they're breaking who's breaking the rules? What are we doing?
Is it the person taking the photo who's looking at it? Did they have to report it?
See, this is why it's a stupid
even if it's in their own home. Like, come on, guys.
And I mean, look at that. Like, it's just,
But it looks like heavy. It's so sweet.
Right? And also, the bread looks fucking mean. I can lie. I haven't had Leona in ages.
Homemade, fresh. Bread. The smell of it. Oh, take me back.
So good.
Take me back to whatever.
Yeah, just some nice news. And yeah,
nice.
I think
news.
That is the majority of our news.
That's
I think
my picture. That's what happens.
Now we've got a little bit of community notices. Well, actually, technically, this community notice is a small piece of news. This was me just having a light bit of fun. But,
I feel like we swapped roles tonight. I'm just getting a lovely scattering
presentation,
and then I'm just like, you know what? I have thoughts and feelings on this.
But so a story that I found that I guess made a little poster about is this playground. So a playground was stolen from Te Kohanga Reo o Te Ngākau Mahana in Henderson. Actually, while I was in Dunedin while I was in Christchurch with you, it was between around when we were doing the show on Friday night to when we left to Dunedin on Saturday morning.
No.
This is the actual information. So if anyone is in Auckland and somehow has heard about this missing playground.
Wait, so this isn't someone's backyard? Or is it like at a...
So you can see here...
Okay.
This is just the fence of the kohanga.
Yeah.
But
Come on, guys.
if you've seen this playground, help a kohanga out. That would be really cool. And now we've got into our submissions, which I think I might be technically missing one since I
would love to know.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, this isn't the first time I've seen a playground being stolen. I think it was Tukaroa. They had a whole big playground that was stolen, like the kind you send your kids down to the park. Like, actually pretty crazy. All right, that's my screen. Would you mind just popping me onto the
Oh, I suppose I could do that.
Thanks, bud.
I'm just going to do this so you guys can see it.
All right. So, upcoming submissions. We have 19th of December is the closing date for the Statutes Amendment Bill evidence, parentheses, Giving Evidence of Family Violence Amendment Bill. On the same day, we also have the police, parentheses, Police Vetting Amendment Bill. On the 20th of December, we have the Mental Health Bill. And on the 7th of January, 2025, because we are getting to that time now, we have the Principles of the Treaty of Waitangi Bill. On the 9th of January, 2025, we have the Oranga Tamariki Responding to Serious Youth Offending Amendment Bill. And on the 20th of January 2025, the Disputes Tribunal Amendment Bill, and the QR code's on screen if you want that. And
a little screenshot.
Oh yeah, they'll see it. They can pause and go back if they
pause and go. But yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, they'll find it. And I've got this small video. Just on the discussions of submissions, because I'm sure. Have you guys heard? There's actually submissions going on at the moment. I don't know if you guys have heard. There might be like a few going on around,
just in case.
Just this little bit. All right, I'm just going to start this again.
20 cents for anybody who kind of wants to submit on the Treaty Principles Bill, but not enough to go to an actual workshop. First of all, you don't have to make legal arguments because the lawyers are already doing that. And not even just Māori lawyers, 42 King's Council, who are like top dog lawyers who are appointed by King Charles, wrote a letter to the government to say this bill needs to be scrapped. So the government already has the legal arguments and doesn't necessarily need all of us to state them in our own words. Also, you're allowed to just support somebody else's submission if you know they've put a lot of time into it and you agree with the points that they've made. And submissions don't have to be deep and they don't have to be long. You're literally allowed to go, I oppose this bill and support the submissions of the Māori Law Society. Recommendations, I think it should be binned. Submit. The Māori Law Society just posted their submissions on their Instagram page if you want to go have a read. But that's what my submission's going to say. I support the submissions of the Māori Law Society, Ngāti Porou and the Waiapuhapu. Just remember that submissions are a numbers game. If there's 100,000 submissions in support of the bill and only 40,000 in opposition, David's going to go, come on, Chris, the people want a referendum. And if the government actually cares about listening to Māori voices, they would have made the submission closing date in February, which is closer to Waitangi and Matatini, to give Māori more of an opportunity to get these education campaigns out to learn how to submit. Because heaps of people have never submitted on legislation before, and it's really daunting. So even if all your submission says is, I oppose this bill, it's a breach of the treaty, recommend you throw it out, that's still better than not having any submission in. It's also really easy. You could do it in 90 seconds. You just Google treaty bill submissions and click the Parliament website and then just follow the steps. It's like filling out a Google form. So yeah, in summary, doesn't have to be deep, doesn't have to be long. Just don't swear or rip apart any politicians because they'll just biff your submission out. And you can pretty much stop watching here if that's good enough for you.
And I mean, we will leave there because I have a small little announcement of some things that I planned. I'll be honest, I think I planned it like yesterday.
Here's something I prepared earlier.
If you could, you on the screen. So, in the spirit of thinking about the fact that it's not really about making a big submission, it's about doing the submission. So I thought, I'm not a treaty expert, but I am offering a Discord drop-in. So, for anyone who's in the Discord, I've decided that December 15th, which is this Sunday, and January 7th, obviously both dates that are before the Treaty Principle Bill submission, and also actually will be before, the name's just dropped out of my head, the other Regulatory Standards Bill submission, which I've just been informed is actually on the Ministry of Regulation website, which is why I wouldn't, because I just go to the government submissions website. I don't know as much about this, but obviously I will probably be looking to find some more information. So I might not be able to give advice on the actual technicals for that one specifically, but just in general, the whole idea is really I'm really just sitting there. So if you kind of just want someone to maybe just have a look over what you've got to make you feel confident about pushing send, if you just want someone to kind of just say, what do you think of this? Like, I'm just going to be sitting in there. It'll be chill. It's going to be, And so if anyone wants to come along, there's a little QR code as well, which I'll just zoom in a little bit. That links you to the Discord, and it'll just be in the voice chat between those times. Obviously, if some people come in right before the end and they need my help, unless I really have to go, I'll probably hang around. It might be a little loose. It'll probably be a little Māori time,
Also, Kiwi Scare is doing some amazing jobs here with popping all those links in the chat. So if you're able to access those, doing amazing stuff here.
Hell yeah.
How are you doing it?
Kiwi
but you are killing it.
But yeah, so that's the community section from me today. Only thing I've got left
Before we
now
go any
is
further, I
super
just want to make
memes.
sure I do this before we go into super memes. I just want to say,
oh,
the Palm
yes.
88. Thank you for $50. That's a huge, super chat. Hey guys, sorry I'm really late. That's fine. You can take your time. 10 it's fine. I love your take on the world. I'm a grumpy old fart, a bit like Pat and Chewie. Oh, don't tell them you said that. It's your future. Let's make it work. Christmas bonus for you. Love you. Thank you so much.
So festive.
But you're not
sweetie.
a grumpy old fart. You're our
Yeah, if you were that grumpy, you wouldn't watch us, to be quite frank.
It's true. It's true. While we're at it, Matthew Dunner also gave us $10. Thank you. Enjoy your break. Be safe and recharge. Keep fighting the good fight. Organizing for change over the next 2 years is vital. You bright hairs are developing a great community. Keep going. Thank you.
Oh,
appreciate it.
Thank you. And actually, just real quickly, I noticed there was this one here that I was supposed to mention. There's apparently welfare sanction submission period that's open now till midnight on the 10th of January. Don't know about that one either, but hey, if people want to come along and work on it, doesn't matter what submissions. It could be literally anything. I don't care. Let's just overwhelm them with what we actually want, because yeah, it's important. So also I saw this earlier and it just made me giggle. This was when I was talking about being in the gallery, and I feel like I'd get kicked out for shouting nerd. And to be honest, I was worried because I laughed out loud twice uncontrollably because my God, they were saying some absolute caca. That's for fucking sure, man. All right, I guess now is time. We've got two sets of memes. One, we have a video meme from our boy Jordan Rivers that I actually think quite a few of you have probably already seen, but like it's just so good. All right, let me pop it, and then lock it.
Memes. I'm gonna do this because it's easier to see.
Did you put the chicken out to defrost like I asked? Oh, Mum, look, what I just say to you is this very clearly, and that is what I'm saying to you right now very clearly, and that's what I've been saying. Christopher, that doesn't mean any. You've said nothing, Chris. Did you or did you not put the chicken out to defrost? Well, look, I don't know how I can be any clearer than this, Mum. I know the chicken's very important to people. I get that, I do. But right now, what I'm saying to you and what I've been saying from the start is what I'm saying to you very clearly, and that's what this is. I'm going to ask you a different way now, Christopher. Okay, so at this point in time, regarding the state of the chicken, is it frozen or defrosted? Oh, look, Mum, I think the real question is, what did the previous owners of the chicken do to it? And the answer is they froze it, okay? So I received the chicken pre-frozen. It was frozen when I got it. And so now I'm just working with what we have to make sure that situation improves. And I think we've made tremendous progress, actually. Tremendous progress would be the chicken being defrosted. Is that what you mean by tremendous progress? Oh, well, no, actually, Mum, that isn't what tremendous progress actually looks like. And that isn't actually how you defrost chickens. Trust me, I know. I used to play with airplanes. Okay, Christopher. Then what did you do to defrost the chicken? Well, it's actually very complicated what I've done. There's actually a lot of maths involved, and I don't think anyone's interested in the fuck did you do, Christopher? Okay. Oh, well, look, what I've done, first of all, is I've actually taken all of the family's money and I've given it to my friends as a way of putting downward pressure on the chicken and convincing it to heat itself up. Oh, I should have adopted you. What the fuck, Christopher? Are you serious? I gave you one task. You had one task. If anything, the chicken is more frozen than when we got it because you left it in the freezer all day and you've done nothing to it apart from giving your friends money. Look, there was one goal you were aiming for today. Only one goal, and it was a pretty easy target. It's not about the frickin' targets, Mum.
It's not about the frickin' targets, Mum.
Oh,
and I mean,
wow. Thank you for sharing that.
Just a reminder that Jordan Rivers will be joining the Leftist Collective, or whatever the hell they end up being called, on the 20th of December. So, oh man, just fuck, it's so good.
It's so accurate.
It's
I
too
literally think
accurate.
I've watched multiple interviews with that I mean, apart from what I would say to you, but still, to that same sentiment, damn.
Like, it was almost so good. Like, when you start to feel like a little uncomfortable, like you're like, oh, it's too accurate.
He even got the voice down, man.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Jordan has been making a lot of good content since like last year, especially during the elections. So like, it's clearly paid off for him. But
I think it's high praise to me, not him.
Right? Well, and that's the thing is, hey, at least looks like we've got some good talent that'll be on our leftist collective. I love Jordan Rivers though; he's one of my favorites. I'm
gonna have to get on.
A bit of a fan.
You told me about him, and I was like,
I was about him on the weekend because I am such a fanboy over Jordan Rivers. That's why I was like, oh, does that mean if Pat and them are working together, maybe one day I might get to talk to Jordan Rivers? I gotta stop being such a fanboy. It's embarrassing.
We were doing actually a little inside scoop. We were having a chat at the bar and talking about insider industry news, and he was kind of asking, he's like, oh, well, what kind of people? Because he was asking, what people do you want? Who's your favorite people, and who do you want on the show? And I was like, oh, you know who I would love to speak to? David Ferrier. He's been like my journalistic icon for so long, since I was like fangirling so hard as a teenager. And I was like, oh, well, I mean, Pat brings out his phone and he's like showing me like full conversations that they've had back and forth. And I'm like, I'm like one step away from David Ferrier.
Right?
Now.
New Zealand, 2 degrees of separation. Which also means, because did you think about it with Sam Cedar? That means the degrees of separation from Hassan Piker.
Yeah.
Do you realize how close it is now? Exactly.
So
crazy.
I've got a whole list of people that are probably like, oh yeah, Pat will be like, I've done a podcast, I've talked to them,
cool.
and I'm just going to be like, can we talk to them too?
Right? Pat's way too cool. He's just like, yeah,
He's like,
just like
Ferrier.
internationally award-winning broadcaster. Just know all these cool people. Like, whatever.
Stewart. No, it's just Trump. On speed though. I doubt it.
Also, I think Detective Rogers just said they saw David 3 weeks ago. If that's the case, Rogers, we might have to get the detective out. You might have to go find him for us. Might have to send you on a field mission. All right, let's get into
carry on with the memes.
The last of the year. This is the end of our year. This is our
last memes of the year.
Our super memes. How's my screen looking? How's that for size? Is it all right?
We do this? Oh, no, that's not what I thought that did. Sure.
Okay. Nah, pop it on the other side. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
All right, we're starting off with some blue sky love. Good old Elon Musk getting whispered, another million have just joined Blue Sky. I'm sure Elon's hating this at the moment. And some good old Bill Barrett. Yes, that's Bill Barrett.
Yeah, right.
There's a guy from Nestle who thinks water shouldn't be a human right. I mean, that guy should be hunted down and shot. And I mean, I agree. I agree. People who don't think water is a human right, I don't know. Maybe give your water to someone else. Then this is my declaration of where this is about to go. So dark humor dudes when it's about a CEO, not minorities. So if laughing about a CEO getting shot by a hot guy offends you, feel free to leave or wait and come back later. All good? Mean. Smithers, they think CEOs should live in fear of assassination. No, they just think for-profit healthcare is unethical. I think CEOs should live in fear.
Oh dear.
Your perspective on it? If third graders can get used to the constant threat of murder, so can you.
Oof.
And I mean, it's dark, but
yeah, damn.
I mean,
it's a shame that we need. Because I keep thinking about it, and I'm like, I support someone killing another human. No, I don't support someone killing another human. But when you put it into the perspective of what's actually happening around the world and what other people have to live in fear of,
leading to the deaths of millions of others. Yeah.
Yeah, like the threat of climate change on your island that's sinking, or the threat of a gunman coming into your school and shooting you. Like,
or just living in a country that literally is like you can't break your arm without it costing thousands of dollars.
Exactly.
And like they encourage you to have kids.
You live in fear of being pregnant because it could kill you because they won't save you.
Exactly. So
you know what? If you look at it from that perspective, I don't give a shit about the CEO guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
dude.
we converted Emily, guys. We did it. I radicalized Emily with memes.
I'm not saying it should be like free for all. I'm saying that
like
if it happens, there is so much other shit happening in the world that actually it puts a lot of perspective on it. So,
and like someone else in the comments said earlier, I'm surprised it hasn't happened sooner. This one's
sad
funny,
to say, but yeah.
I have favors to ask.
Oh no!
Yeah, this is spicy meme. It's the spiciest meme. And for those who aren't actually, for the audio listeners, I probably won't be describing every single one, so I would recommend just coming along to YouTube and watching the video, and hopefully we'll get this uploaded as well. Anyway, next meme. This was posted in our Discord, and I just thought, now that is definitely a trio of what I would say to you is very, very
I get
good.
the first one.
You haven't seen Red Dwarf, have you? So that Rimmer comment, so that's Rimmer, the one with the H on his head, that's for hologram. So if you watch, you know what? Maybe we should task Emily with the task of watching Red Dwarf because it's a really good TV show. Highly recommended. Like, I watched it not that long ago again, and you know, it doesn't look very good, but it's a great show. But yeah, if you watch it, like Rimmer is very David Seymour energy. Let's just say that
he looks like David Seymour. How do we get an H on David Seymour's head? What's his next Halloween? Can we get him to do that?
Tattoo one on his head. And then we've got this beauty. The Mad Butcher.
Oh, how has someone not done this sooner?
Yeah, I don't know where this one. This one was in the Discord. Sorry for people who have obviously stolen these from. I haven't credited you all. That's too much effort. As it is, I made a PDF of memes for you people.
This is already a ton of work,
right? So we got this beauty, Luxon. What I would say to you, New Zealand is we are focused on outcomes. The outcomes. There we got. Health New Zealand scraps code black alert for emergency departments in crisis. Health New Zealand says cuts will keep going in 2027 to 2027. Record benefit number sparks unemployment warning. Economy goes backwards as GDP falls. Small businesses continue to cut staff. Homelessness surging. New Zealand departures continue to set new records. Future climate targets in jeopardy. I mean...
So what he would say to you is he's doing a fucking horrific job.
Terribly.
Terrible.
Which I thought this meme felt like a bit apt. With this current coalition government, should we be worried that 2025 begins with WTF?
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
That's just like the Aztec calendar, right? Surely. Say it Mayan calendar.
Conspiracy? I think not.
It's all aligning. All right. You've heard of Elf on a Shelf. Now get ready for... Wanker on an Anchor.
Oh! I don't know that. That went right.
You think about what he's sitting on. That's what I had to think of.
Just thinking like Lux. Also, I don't know. Sorry. Anchor on a wanker. Love it.
Let's bring your kid to work day. Our favorite. Look at him. Look at Simeon. Look at him.
Simeon?
Yeah. That's not an actual child. That was Simeon Brown.
I didn't see it.
He's so small. You couldn't tell he was there.
Poor little Simeon.
Oh, yeah. Look at him. Look at Buddy.
He's even wearing a suit. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, and a tie.
Again, we're punching up. It's fine. He's older than us by 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I saw the state of the roads in the South Island. They've been neglected by simians.
Yes.
So fuck 'em.
The amount of times we went through roadworks, and then I may have neglected because everyone else was going a slightly harder. Well,
nah, that was not your fault, dude.
Everyone was following everyone else's speed, and then there was a kadunk. There was a giant.
That was not your fault. That was literally cooked.
Yeah.
But yes, fuck Simeon. This
and
one.
Also really bumpy words.
Obviously.
Combi! Oh my god, I love the little comic at the bottom.
I know,
it's a much
right?
better no key, no bits than what I could do.
It's a very very classic caricature style. But yeah, the good old.
Love it.
That's probably what we're getting. Yep. The new ferries will arrive in 2029. Wow. 4 years later than the ones you cancelled. At least they'll be cheaper, right? Right?
Oh dear.
Oh, did I not open the right one? Oh.
That's
no.
right.
1 second. I think I have.
There's more memes.
Correct file. Yes, because I need to have the one of the week. Well, because actually I've decided that I'm going to change it from meme of the week to submission of the week, because obviously last week we had that beautiful image of David Seymour by Kiwi Burb. And you know what? I've just realized I think I didn't download it properly.
Genius, Gary. Genius.
What's
Simeon
Gary
Brown.
saying?
He's saying double crowed Brown.
Oh,
Simeon
yeah.
Brown. And whatever his face, Brown. I don't know his first name. I know he's Brown. Double code Brown.
Oh my gosh, people.
Punch up with Simeon. Oh, that's true. I was making fun of him and I just had to justify it by saying I'm punching up. You can't say that because he's probably shorter than me.
Nah, maybe. I don't know.
He's 5 years older. It's fine. He's also a man. It's fine. I'm punching up.
Ah, yes. Here we go. I found the correct one. 1 second. Keep reading comments. Pad for time.
Carl says they're already trying to shift the goalposts and are now saying the old ones were actually costing $4 billion. It's easier to make them sound cheaper than that. Oh, it's easier to make them cheaper than that. Well, yeah, if you don't do half the work. The boats themselves are only 500 million, and then it's like, oh, but they also need 2 infrastructure fix-ups. So, of course, it's going to cost $3 billion. And it's going to last us, what, 30 plus years? So, yeah.
Fuck. You know what?
Someone just said beautiful David Seymour in the chat. And I just... Ah, okay, thank God.
All right, I'm going to have to
David Seymour do not belong in the same sentence.
I'm going to have to share it the way I did not want to share it. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get you to pop it up on screen for me, and we're going to have to start from the beginning. Sorry, people, but it's fine. We'll go past the ones we don't need.
How many memes
let me know
have you
when
got
I'm up
this week, bro?
Dude, I said it was a meme supercut because of... Whoa! Put me back on. Put me back on.
Wait, you find the meme and we'll continue.
I'm on the memes.
What do you mean?
Is it not sharing my screen?
Oh, no. Oh, God.
Just leave it on there and who cares? They'll deal with it. Just leave it on there.
Nope, you haven't got it up. No, there we go. You haven't got it up. There
yes,
we go. Yeah, you're good. Just don't change your thing.
Sonic meme. Far right. You're a colourful bunch. Liberals, we don't want to fight you. Actual leftists. Actually, I would very much like to fight them. That was a late addition. And I hope Raijin appreciates that there's a Sonic meme in here. That one was funny. When the bullet shell casings are engraved to fit the crimes of a CEO. When they're signing bombs to be dropped on innocent children. You know, controversial hot take. I think I might need to go to the doctor. Let me consult the flowchart. Should I go to the doctor or dentist? Is it too late for you to use your final days to terrorize and eliminate health executives to enact real change? Puts on war paint. Like I said, there were some really funny ones in here.
True.
This one's dark. This is brilliant. Remember when all those rich people drowned in the ocean, guys? Remember when that happened not that long ago? But I like this. Let's go past these ones because we have a couple. Yes, Discord submission of the week. Now this beauty was submitted last minute, which is why I didn't have the right file downloaded. And this is Ultimately Top Hat has gone and made a very beautiful image. That I just
gorgeous.
Doesn't it just sum up Christopher Luxon and his leadership skills visually?
If you are watching the audio on this one, I highly recommend you make your way to an hour 45 and check out whatever that is.
That is
well done, whoever that did. Oh god, that's
Top Hat. Top Hat did that, and it beautiful.
Damn, boy.
And then to finish off, memes are great, but what has been the biggest joke of 2024? There we go. And that is how we're ending the memes for 2024. On a picture of this joke of a government and coalition. Feel free to pop me off the screen so I don't blip.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, we can go in and look at them up close if people really want.
No,
to,
I'm
right?
good. No, it's good. Here's a beautiful picture of you. Am I doing him
That's
justice?
A much prettier picture. Yeah, definitely. This is a much better.
Just a reminder, Nikki get your stickers now on bhnshop.nz.
The only good, one of the only good things to come out of 2024.
That's true.
Because this government definitely has not been.
This is the best thing that happened in 2024 because it's the best we could make of it.
Right. And you're finding everyone in this community, though. That has definitely been one of my highlights.
And allowing us to be your Friday night host. Speaking of best things to happen this year, let's end off the show. And I, first of all, apologize. I did not get to do a highlight reel for you of the week. However, as we found out, the boys now know about the highlight reel, which I thought they did. Turns out they didn't until Magenta showed them. So on Thursday next week, hopefully they don't find this out. Don't tell them. Thursday next week, we're all doing a four-way show. And I will do a slightly longer, slightly collated version of the best of over the last couple of weeks that I've done these.
Super, and maybe I'll even try find some stuff from earlier in the year so we could do a little bit of a year out of context.
However,
also,
we will
see that
finish
comment?
off.
There was a comment. We forgot to announce this. 14K. The channel has hit 14K.
I forgot that. We did do that.
Yes, because when we first joined, I think we were only around 12 point something. Maybe just going on 13. So awesome to see. Oh no, did Emily do something?
What have
I think.
No, it's my This is embarrassing.
Behind the scenes. But yeah, so the channel has hit 14K subs, and that is super exciting. Also, actually, I don't know if anyone else knows, but I was doing some looking at Social Blade, and BHN, we have a B- on Social Blade, and the working group only have C+. So we have a better grade than them. Haha. Suck it. So apparently Mikey joined.
You joined around 5K.
Hell yeah. What an OG.
You.
But yes, what are you? Oh yes, you're going to show some of the footage, aren't you? Exciting.
Yeah, but
Let me
turns
just
out
show some of the.
Oh,
sorry, I'll go through some comments while you're doing that.
Should have done this while you were memeing.
When do we get
the 2-hour mark? We are so organized.
It's our last one for the year.
It's our last Friday. You guys are right to hang out with us, right?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, good.
Oh,
good.
Hang out. But when do we get full crew stickers? Waiting for big and bright combo pack. Well, I mean, Emily was actually telling me on the weekend that she was trying to figure out how to draw my face, which was a really weird thing for someone to say to me. But
I don't know how to draw your face, bro. Your face.
I was just like, oh, okay, that's weird. But yes, so Emily is currently in the work. There's quite a few things cooking though, people. So just taihoa, the goodness will be around. And as Mark Leon says, buy your BHN stickers now and spread the word. Exactly, because I mean, over the holidays, you guys can go chuck our stickers around, wear your shirts and your, probably not hoodies, unless you're like crazy or something.
At least you live in the South Island.
Yes, even then, I don't know, man. I was in the South Island. I wore my hoodie for like what?
Oh, it was
half an hour.
I swear to you, it was not. It's not normal. This is global warming that's changed everything. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I promise you, it's totally colder. Sure. It's totally colder. I promise you. All right, we did it. We did the thing. We did the thing. I got it working. I did the thing. I got it working. Are you ready?
Yeah.
That's not okay. Hang on.
Let's see some of this vlog footage that I helped film.
I'm gonna do it without you. All right, ready? Are we ready?
See.
What are you doing, girl?
This is my fault. Is it because I've got something on?
No, it's just me. Like, it's Friday night, guys.
I'm the problem, it's me. Also, what the hell? I see Brother Monk must be where I was talking about. We're going to get 30-degree highs potentially. So, Brother Monk, make sure you stay hydrated. Slip, slop, slap, and rap. No
Slip,
hat,
slop.
no play. What else? I agree. Yes. Dunedin did get too hot, and it was while I was there, which is very, very offensive. Oh, I can see it on my screen now.
Yep, hang on.
Oh, down there. No,
it is a big picture of your face. And I said, sorry, I can't change the volumes on this, so I hope you enjoy this.
Positives for the year.
This.
All right, let's go. That's me, a Mario.
Let me know if it's super loud.
Can't hear it.
What?
Can't hear shit.
Are you kidding me?
No. Sus. Do you want to just double check that you've shared the audio correctly?
Guys, this is so well planned. Pat is going to be so proud of me for doing something so great.
There's Queen Chloe, Shiny Kieran, Rimmer Seymour,
Thumb Luxton,
Fables and Foes Bang. Thumb Luxton is my favorite though.
All right, round 2.
Let's go.
Whee.
Yeah, I can hear it.
It's mostly just okay. Cool.
Yeah. Ooh.
Probably gets demonetized. I hope not.
Some lo-fi vibes.
That's stunning.
Oh, baby.
Save the food. No, that's yours.
Ooh, I don't like that.
You haven't seen this yet.
Did I sanitize my hands
now? Gianna looks real grumpy.
So she's not like...
This is Emily's colonizer bench. Dude, that's freaky.
I kid you not.
That's so freaky. can't be dudders on a good day. Foraging for rocks. Like my people have done for a millennia. They all just people, by the way. This is the fucking news. The Clearwater of the Emily. Oh my god, that is actually. Then you gotta do the one where you flick the leg.
Oh, one of these?
You fulfilled your colonizer dreams with your token Māori. It's gorgeous here. So pretty here.
I don't do this very often.
Okay, I'm going to give you my dad tips for petrol.
Okay.
When it says it's stopped, you grab this and you pull it up and down, and then you shake it as you come out. That's just the piss that's left in the penis. Almost time to send me home. Emily finally gets to get rid of me.
So I'll see you every Friday.
The South Island is going to be safe soon. Dude, that was so good.
You're welcome.
BHN got aesthetic.
Some vibes in there going. Yeah, so I was editing this. Oh, we were making this 2-hour show at this point. I was editing this last night, right? About half midnight, whatever it was. And I was looking through the footage and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. We did this gag. I kid you not, that is the legit audio that I got out of that footage, and that's it. It only happens twice. Like the camera does have like a bit of a funny knob, and if you play with it, it peaks in and out. That entire footage was just static noise. And the second that you walk under that doorway, it goes consistent. And it gave me absolute shivers.
And I did not like being in that room either. So like, not gonna lie,
but
BHN Ghost Hunters.
But we took footage in that room, as you saw, plenty times, and there was full audio in it.
But to be fair, I mean, I did make a joke to Ems when she messaged me last night about it, and just said that maybe her ancestors didn't like the fact that I was making jokes, because in the room of beards, as Chewy called it, I noticed that most of the portraits of women, the women didn't get first names. And it wasn't like they just went, oh, Mrs. Ham. They would be like Mr. John Ham and Mrs. John Ham. Which I'm like, at that point, you're already putting a name in there. And she still doesn't get to have her own. And I was getting very angry. And I'm wondering if maybe Emily's ancestors weren't too happy that I was calling out their bullshit.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out whether or not it was your angry ancestors or my angry ancestors.
Oh yeah, maybe it was my ancestors.
I was parading mine around, so I think it was mine that were doing you the dirty. So.
Yeah, maybe my ancestors were trying to tell me to get the fuck out of there.
Weird, eh? That's the weirdest thing out of all of that. That's just
And I mean, for people who have seen my blue sky, I did have a weird fucking thing in the Otago Museum where there's Egyptian remains. Don't go in that room. Do not go in that room.
It does. It feels really gross.
She wants to go home. Let her go home. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, I love that though. You have to send me that video. We'll have to pop it up on, because I think we've seen some people wanting to see it. We'll definitely have to get that added into some.
I'll chuck it on my blue sky linked down here as well. I think you can do videos at slightly longer length. If not, I'll get Pat to chuck it up on the channel as a bit of a sideshow. So yeah. Anyway, we're hitting 2 hours, guys, and it's pretty consistent with views. So thanks for sticking around.
Apparently, next road trip vlog around Welly. Well, I have said if Chewy and his wife want to come, Emily's obviously been invited. Hopefully, we'll get them up at Wellington at some point, and I'm sure we'll bring the next.
Sure, there's something that I'd love to wear our BHN merch too.
Just a reminder, thanks to the patrons for making that vlog possible, because we wouldn't have had it without it. I wouldn't have this t-shirt on right now without y'all. So
it's true. Come join us via the Patreon. Patreon.com/Big Hero News. And also, get your ass seen on TV and piece of Nikki No Boats and shove it in her face and tell her that she didn't get the boats. And let's get a Steamboat Willie going. Winnie? Steamboat Willie. Steamboat Winnie going. And then we can have a fight.
Rumbucks. 1 ounce G. I may have said that while I was in Parliament the other day. I really got to get on my ecolalia under check, eh? When you got ecolalia in the Parliament, not a good idea.
Alrighty, I think that's us done for the night.
Well, we're literally about to hit 2 hours, so nice.
Longest show.
Yeah, when I showed Chewy how long one of our episodes he went, fucking hell, mate.
Yes, we like to talk. Look, it's our last Friday.
It is.
The 13th.
It's the last Friday for the year. We'll be back on exactly 1 month from today, on the 13th of January. The first week back of Big Hairy News. So, yeah, make sure you come and hang out with us, because it's going to be us by ourselves for the first week, because Papa Pat and Uncle Chewy are going to be having...
Papa Pat's much better.
Yeah, Papa Pat and Uncle Chewy. Me and Chewy's wife actually had a conversation, and we've solidified that. It has been signed off by Chewy's wife, so there is no arguments. She has stated that. And yeah, Papa Pat and Uncle Chewy are going to be on holiday, and then they will come back to y'all the next week, and then after that, Pat's going to be going off to get married.
Nice. And we are going to send you off with some credits. Hopefully they're the right ones.
Help us settle a debate, whether it be thoughtful or funny, even if we're all creatures of hate. It's a fine line that we're walking together. For better, push aside the temptation to berate. Let's take a note of the corners we stand in. As many points as the hairs on my chinny chin chin. When the news that we're watching is hairy, knowing all the things that we need to be wary of. Like the rich have the hand out for rewards, while the many have to work out what they can afford. And the rest of us ain't paying attention, or maybe have questions we're too worried to mention. Other media is still dwelling on trivial facts, vetting bees from the rice and the mice from the rats, and picking and choosing a war path to run, linking ourselves with the hill to die on. It's gotta come down to a welcoming vibe, with an A and a self and a higher in mind. All heavily either this way or that, and we'll be analyzed by both Chewy and Pat. With the evil in the world trying to mess with your head, and you're sitting on the couch, you're thinking chivalry's dead. Each night, 2 nights, they're gonna sing you to bed. It's Big Hairy News.
Thanks for putting up with us for 2 hours, guys. That was pretty amazing. Yes, tomorrow, 11 a.m. If you're a Patreon, we've got a meetup. Do join us.
Yeah.
Hopefully Chewy will make it. Otherwise, I will be there.
Hopefully I'll remember to make it. No, yeah, I'll be there.
Be there.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Anything to
I'll
sign
wake
us
up
off?
early for y'all. Just obviously we'll see you on Thursday. Just look after yourself, hey. It's been a big week. So be good to yourselves, be nice to yourselves. Look after one another. Because this government
And we'll see you guys next Thursday with the voice.
Yeah, keep children after school.
Ciao. Bye.